Hello and welcome to Simple Physics. In this course, we shall cover class 12 NCERT. This is the fourth part of chapter 1. If the charge is distributed over a body in a continuous manner, then we have to determine the continuous charge density. Let us consider this is a line and इधर इस लाइन के ऊपर चार्ज कॉन्टिन्यूअस मैनर में डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड है. इफ वी कंसिडर अ स्मॉल एलिमेंटरी लेंथ dl and in this length if delta q amount of charge is present, in that case we can simply write delta l amount of length containing a charge of delta q. So unit length would contain a charge of delta q divided by delta l. This is known as line charge density. So what is line charge density? This is the amount of charge per unit length. Unit length पर कितना चार्ज है यही है line charge density. Next is surface charge density. अगर जो चार्ज है ये एक surface के ऊपर distributed है, in that case if we consider a small elementary surface say delta s and if there is delta q amount of charge, then obviously delta s amount of area containing a charge of delta q. So unit area will contain amount of charge delta q divided by delta s. This is known as sigma. Sigma is the surface charge density. Simply describes the amount of charge per unit surface area. Again, if we consider a closed volume, say this is a cubical volume, and if we consider small elementary volume delta v, and if the amount of charge in this volume is delta q, then obviously delta v amount of volume containing a charge of delta q, unit volume would contain delta q divided by delta v. This is known as volume charge density rho. Simply it is defined as amount of charge per unit volume. Now we will study a new topic which is known as electric flux. Electric flux को समझने के पहले हमें एक simple example consider करना पड़ेगा. Let us consider this is window. ये एक विंडो है एंड एयर इज ट्रैवलिंग टुवर्ड्स द विंडो. अगर विंडो का ओरिएंटेशन ऐसा रहता है तो विंडो के अंदर ये अमाउंट ऑफ एयर एंटर होगा. अगर हम विंडो का ओरिएंटेशन थोड़ा घुमा लेते हैं तो अमाउंट ऑफ एयर वुड बी दिस. हियर सिमिलरली एयर इज ट्रैवलिंग टुवर्ड्स द विंडो एंड दिस इज द विंडो व्हिच इज ओरिएंटेड स्लाइटली डिफरेंट फ्रॉम द प्रीवियस वन. सो फ्रॉम द कॉमन सेंस हम इधर कंक्लूड कर सकते हैं कि इस एग्जाम्पल में जितना एयर घर के अंदर एंटर करेगा इस एग्जाम्पल में उससे थोड़ा कम एंटर करेगा क्योंकि ओरिएंटेशन है दिस इज नॉट अ प्रॉपर ओरिएंटेशन ऑफ द विंडो. बट इन दिस केस मैक्सिमम अमाउंट ऑफ एयर वुड बी एंटर्ड इन द रूम. नाउ ये जो फेनोमेना है इसको हम मैथमेटिकली एक्सप्रेस कर सकते हैं. जस्ट लाइक दिस, the amount of air can be represented as A into S into cos theta. What is A? A is the air traveling towards the window. S is the surface area of the window and theta is the angle between the window and the entering air. Say this is theta. Then what is the value of theta in this case? In the first case, this is the directions of air and this is also the directions of the window. So here the angle is 0 degree, but here the angle is not 0 degree. This is not equals to 0. If theta is equals to 0 degree, then what is the value of the amount of air? Amount of air, say this is phi. Amount of air is represented by phi. Then the value of the amount of phi is A into S. And if theta is equals to 90 degree, then the value of phi is equals to A into S into cos 90 and the value of cos 90 is 0. So this amount of flux is 0. This is the maximum value of air and this is the minimum value of the amount of air. Now this amount of air which is entering into the room is known as air flux. इसे हम कहेंगे air flux. Now if we consider that this is the window and here a charge is located. Electrical charge is located here. Then obviously from this electrical charge there will be lines of force which is traveling towards the window and obviously through this window the lines of force है घर के अंदर रूम के अंदर एंटर करेगा. This E is generating an electric field E and this is entering towards the window S. Then here the amount of electric lines of force entering into the room is known as electric flux. In the previous example we defined the amount of air was air flux, and here the amount of electric lines of force which is entering into the room is known as electric flux. Now this electric flux can also be defined. Electric flux phi is equals to E dot S. E dot S means E into S into cos theta. This is simply dot product. E means the electric field generated by the charge Q. S is the surface area through which the lines of force are passing, and theta is the angle between the window or the surface and the lines of force. On the basis of electric flux, Gauss derived a law which is known as Gauss's law on electrostatics. Here we consider a charge is situated in these positions, and around this charge let us consider a sphere whose radius is r. So at first we will determine the electric flux passes through a small elementary area delta S. इसके अंदर से कितना इलेक्ट्रिक फ्लक्स जाएगा ये हम पहले कैलकुलेट करेंगे. According to our definition, this is E into S into cos of theta. Theta is the angle between the electric field and the orientations of the surface delta S. Here you just observe that this surface and the electric field are parallel to each other, so the angle is 0 degree. The electric flux is simply E into delta S. Delta S is a small elementary surface. So what would be the total flux? Total flux is the sum of delta phi. Delta phi का sum लेना पड़ेगा. Total flux means total flux passes through the sphere. Here you just observe that E means the electric field produced by the charge Q, which is simply Q by 4 pi epsilon 0 into R square. So this is the electric field generated by the charge Q. So if we put that value here, Q by 4 pi epsilon naught into R square, which is independent of this sum, and the sum will run over only the surface area delta S. If we consider the total surface area, then obviously we will get the surface area of the sphere whose value will be 4 pi R square. So just replaced here 4 pi epsilon naught into R square into 4 pi R square. So here 4 pi and R square cancels. The remaining value is Q by epsilon naught. So this is the amount of flux passes through the total surface area of this sphere. So simply the Gauss's law can be defined as, if we consider a charge inside a closed surface, then the total flux passes through that surface is equals to total flux passes through that surface is equals to the charge enclosed by that surface divided by epsilon naught. This Q enclosed means this surface is enclosing this charge Q. ये जो चार्ज Q है ये surface ने enclosed किया है. This is known as Gauss's law. So according to Gauss's law, the total flux passes through a closed surface is equals to the total charge enclosed by that surface. If instead of this Q इधर अगर और भी चार्ज रहता Q1, Q2 करके सभी और भी चार्ज रहता, in that case the Gauss's law would be Q plus Q1 plus Q2 divided by epsilon 0. So the total flux passes through a closed surface is equals to the total charge enclosed by that surface. Now we shall apply the Gauss's law to determine the electric field. You have to remember that to determine the electric field by using the Gauss's law, it is applicable only in case of the symmetrical cases. सिर्फ symmetrical case पर ही Gauss's law को apply करके हम electric field को calculate कर सकते हैं. So let us consider the first example. Here this is a line on which charge is distributed. According to our knowledge, the line charge density is defined by lambda, which was delta Q by delta L. ये हमने derive किया है पहले. To determine the electric flux, we have to consider a Gaussian surface. This is an imaginary surface. This is known as Gaussian surface. ये एक imaginary surface है. Let us consider this is a cylinder of radius r. At this point, the electric field is along these directions, and at this point, the electric field is along these directions. अब इधर देखिए जो curved surface area है, इसका direction इस तरफ है, और ये जो circular surface area है, इसका direction इस तरफ है. तो ये जो angle आएगा, this is 90 degree, and here the angle is 0 degree between the electric field and the surface area. So ये दोनों जो ऊपर और नीचे वाला जो surface है, जो circular surface है, इसका flux में कोई contribution नहीं आएगा. Why? Because the angle here is 90 degree, and as according to our definitions, phi is equals to E into S into cos theta. So in those two cases, cos theta is 90 degree, and we will get the amount of flux would be 0. So हमें सिर्फ फ्लक्स को कंसीडर करना पड़ेगा, ये जो कर्व्ड सरफेस है इस कर्व्ड सरफेस के ऊपर. सो लेट अस फाइंड दिस इलेक्ट्रिक फ्लक्स. हियर सिंपली वी कैन फाइंड द इलेक्ट्रिक फ्लक्स थ्रू द गॉसियन सरफेस. फ्रॉम द गॉसेस लॉ वी कैन राइट दिस फ्लक्स इज इक्वल्स टू q by epsilon naught. Now flux phi is equals to E into S. This is equals to q by epsilon naught. Then how much amount of charge is distributed over this surface? Simply lambda is the charge per unit length. Then the charge here, lambda into L, here this is the length. Here we consider the Gaussian surface. Here the length of the Gaussian surface is L, so that is why the charge enclosed is lambda into L. So E into S is equals to lambda into L by epsilon naught. So what is the value of E? E is equals to lambda into L by epsilon naught into S. S means the surface area of the cylinder. Cylinder का surface area कितना होगा? Now the surface of the cylinder is 2 pi r into L. So here L cancels. The remaining value is this. So this is the electric field at a distance r from the line. The next case is for a uniformly charged plate. Say this is a plate which is charged uniformly. We have to determine the electric field at a distance r from that plate. So to determine, simply we draw a Gaussian surface. Here let us consider this is a cylindrical Gaussian surface. For simplicity we consider here a cylindrical. Here you just observe that the direction as the charge is distributed over this surface, so the directions of the electric field is along this, and the directions of this surface area is along the perpendicular directions with respect to the electric field E. So obviously from those curved surface, there would no electric flux. Only the electric flux passes through that circular area. So let us consider the area of this surface is delta S. So according to Gauss's law, we can write phi is equals to E into S is equals to Q enclosed divided by epsilon naught. Now what is the value of Q? Q means ये जो Gaussian surface है, ये जितना charge को enclose करेगा वो charge, this is known as Q. Now ये जो Gaussian surface है, ये इधर ये जो प्लेट है इसका इस पोर्शन को इंटरसेप्ट करेगा. सो इस पोर्शन में चार्ज कितना है? इस पोर्शन का एरिया होगा डेल्टा एस, और ये जो सरफेस, ये जो प्लेट है, प्लेट का सरफेस डेंसिटी है सिग्मा. सो द चार्ज enclosed by the Gaussian surface is sigma into delta S. So simply we reduce this here. Now this flux passes through two surface area. One is this and one is this. So here we have to consider this S is delta S into 2, because ये जो सरफेस एरिया है इसका वैल्यू है डेल्टा एस, और ये जो सरफेस एरिया है इसका भी वैल्यू है डेल्टा एस. सो दैट इज वाई ट्वाइस डेल्टा एस इज द टोटल सरफेस एरिया. नाउ वी कैन राइट फ्रॉम दिस फाई इज इक्वल्स टू ई इंटू ट्वाइस डेल्टा एस, which is equals to sigma into delta s by epsilon naught. So here delta s will cancels, and the value of the electric field is equals to sigma by twice epsilon naught. So by using the Gauss's law, we can easily determine the electric field for this infinite sheet. Now from these equations, you can observe that the value of this electric field is a constant quantity. There is no variable here. Sigma is the surface charge density, which is a constant. Epsilon 0 and 2 are both constant. So according to these definitions, for this type of body, the electric field will remain same with respect to distance. अगर इस इधर point consider करेंगे, उसमें जो electric field आएगा, इधर भी same ही electric field आएगा. इस point पर भी same ही electric field आएगा. So this is a interesting thing which we find from this. The next topic is for spherical shell. Here we have a spherical shell which has a surface charge density sigma, and we are trying to determine the electric field at a point P here. इसको determine करने के लिए हमें एक Gaussian surface को draw करना पड़ेगा. So this is our Gaussian surface, which is a sphere of radius small r. According to Gauss's law, the total flux is equals to E into S is equals to charge enclosed divided by epsilon naught. Now what is the value of the surface area S? Here we consider the Gaussian surface area of Gaussian surface, which is a sphere of radius r. So the value here S is replaced by 4 pi r square, which is equals to Q by epsilon naught. What is Q? Q is the charge. The charge per unit surface area is sigma. So what is the total surface area here? This is 4 pi r square. So in the place of Q, we would replace sigma into 4 pi capital R square divided by epsilon naught. So here you just easily cancel those two. So the value of E from these expressions, we will get sigma into R square divided by epsilon naught into r. So this is the electric field. Now if we consider the point where we are trying to determine the electric field, which is situated inside the spherical shell here. Let us draw the diagram again. This is our spherical shell which has radius r, and we are trying to determine the electric field which is situated inside the shell. Say from the center the distance is smaller. Now here we have to determine the Gaussian surface, which would be a sphere of radius smaller. This is our Gaussian surface. Now according to Gauss's law, flux phi is equals to E into S, which is equals to Q by epsilon naught. That means S means our Gaussian surface area, which is 4 pi small r square. And what is the value of Q here? Q is the enclosed charge by this Gaussian surface. You just observed here in this case, here the Gaussian surface is enclosing nothing. No charge is situated inside this Gaussian surface. So the enclosed charge here is 0. So you can simply write the electric field inside this shell is 0. So here the electric field is simply 0. If the video is helpful to you, then please like and subscribe the channel. Thank you.